Changing your life with Bex Aswani and Chris Massey for Sculpt and Flow.
Proudly sponsored by Align Accounting, Newcastle's fresh approach to accounting, and Sage Painting, Newcastle's award-winning painting company. So our next guest, Leah Kime, who is the owner of Rebel Pest Professionals, has been through what I can only imagine is one of the hardest experiences one can deal with, and that is her she's been using her training with Sculpt and Flow to stay strong through her cancer journey. Leah is an absolute inspiration and has used her strength training and her Pilates training to help her stay strong, to physically and mentally, to help her cope with with anxiety, and also to help elevate her mood. I think if Leah is able to do it, to use her training in this way, and how we've enabled or helped her to do so, then it can inspire you to look at your training in the same way. It can literally not only change your life, but it can help you keep your life.
No matter where you are on the planet or how hectic your schedule is, Sculpt and Flow can be your partner in fitness and flow anywhere around the world. Reach out now, sculptandflow.com.au.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with Sculpt and Flow Fitness called Change Your Life. Today I'm excited to welcome a special guest. I'd like to introduce Leah Kime, who has survived her journey through cancer, which is pretty impressive. So Leah, welcome.
Thank you, Chris.
How are you feeling?
Fantastic today and lovely to be here.
Excellent. Right, let's get into it. Let's work on, how did you originally find out about us?
About you?
Yeah.
Through a mutual business networking group, BNI Unity.
Okay.
And I met you as a member there. I'd been a member for 3 years.
Yeah.
And you came along 2 years ago, I want to say.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And saw you and was very impressed by you.
Excellent.
100%.
And we set that yoga night up too, didn't we? Remember that with the staff? And you came around, and I think it was that when because you got to meet Bex, like we'd been training or working together at BNI, not training, working at BNI. So you knew the part of the sculpt, right, with myself. And
yes.
Then I think you were able to transition to that class with Bex, and then
definitely,
we work on the strength and conditioning, and you have your time with Bex, which is that Pilates, factor as well, which is pretty awesome.
More strength.
And what sort of modalities? What sort of training are you doing with Sculpt and Flow? Do you want to just give us a breakdown on what you have been doing?
Definitely. So I've predominantly been doing. Originally, it was a class with you because it was certainly about building strength following cancer treatment.
Right.
I was certainly lacking in strength big time, particularly my upper body after having a double mastectomy. So that was really key, and working with you has been just the best thing ever. Awesome. And then had never done Pilates or yoga before, and then popped into class with Bex, and Bex is obviously unbelievably good at teaching Pilates and yoga, but I was really drawn to Pilates. I really find that brilliantly good. Yoga's maybe not for me, as I've discovered. I feel like I'm slightly impatient with the yoga process, but Pilates was fantastic. So I was doing classes, so 3 days a week at Sculpt and Flow.
Brilliant. Hey, can I ask you just back to was it the decision post-op? Did you have this understanding that I know that I do need strength training to continue my journey to ensure that this horrible disease doesn't come back again? Did you know that before you came to see us, or was it one of those things where, were you educated enough to think, okay, I know I need to really get strength going on, or were you told, was it cardio, was it fitness in general? What were you?
I knew before. So one of the interesting things which we've talked about before that led to me even being aware that I had cancer was my weight loss journey. So having weight loss surgery 3 months before cancer diagnosis, I knew in that process of putting myself first, it was a year of me looking after me and getting strong. I had weight loss surgery, which has been fantastic. That basically saved my life because it led to me being aware I had breast cancer
Yeah, wow.
through cysts in my breast that then had lesions underneath. Part of the weight loss journey is that importance of the food that you're putting in your body and understanding what you're putting in the body and making sure you're putting the right foods in your body so that when you are exercising and working out, you're building strength by what you're putting in your body, and that training that you're doing complements that as well. So I know weight loss was a tool. The weight loss surgery was simply a tool. Training is also a tool to look after my health and build strength. Food is also a tool. So I've come to respect all parts, food and exercise very, very much.
And the reason I ask is because when we train, when you come to the studio, you've got this I want to go heavy attitude, right?
Yeah.
Which a lot of people don't. They get there and they kind of want to ease their way into it and start with the little weights, and we've got that little dumbbell rack which you don't like using, but you know, you do have that attitude. Okay, let's just dig our heels in, which is great.
Absolutely,
but I would, you know, I guess I'm asking that because I would have thought coming off major surgery, you know what I mean, mentally, emotionally, you know, is that something you want to be going towards and you do every time?
100%. You know? Yeah. The importance of exercise, diet and exercise, getting you through a cancer journey are the biggest things that give you the greatest success on beating cancer.
At least 40% of the stats on that.
Yep.
If you get that, it's not, there's no recurrence,
which
is pretty substantial.
100%. And I guess because I'd started at least 3 months prior to my cancer journey, that was good because I was already in the process of exercising somewhat regularly, not with you guys, just on my own. But certainly going through cancer and then having the double mastectomy in 6 months after the diagnosis, after treatment and so on, that then generated a different sort of situation. So I did I used the Caden Recovery sort of centre, and they specialise in physiotherapists, exercise physiologists, OTs that help you navigate what you need to after a double mastectomy and how to use your upper body and start to build your strength and your bone density, which is a big issue for me as well with the type of cancer I had. I did that for a period of time, but I got a couple of infections, so I wasn't doing great with that. And then, of course, then I met you, and I was probably beyond that. I needed more. I was ready for more. My body was ready for more. And that's coming to you, which my body loves.
And also your legs. I mean, you mentioned a lot of upper body work you were obviously trying to focus on, but one thing that we do work on, and you are strong, are your legs, which is great, isn't it? That you do, you know, and you're not guarded with that because there are times when you do come into the studio and there are days it's just, you know, we have some aches and some pains going on, you know. Yeah, absolutely, you know. But with your legs, we're right. But it's not enough for you to cancel that session, which is great as well. It's not enough for you to think, you know what, I'm in a world of pain here. You know, but you don't question that. You're like, well, you know, I hurts all my ribs, but you know what, we can lunge, we can squat.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean? We can do all that attitude, which I think is a massive part of, you know, that post-operative process is mentally, you know, because it's like I can imagine coming out of major operation like that, emotionally, you know, your confidence is down. There could be a depressive state, you know what I mean? All that. But you seem to rise above that and you have this great urgency to, you know what I mean, come out and just get the job done, which is it's pretty admirable.
Thank you.
You know? Yeah,
I'm definitely a glass overflowing sort of girl.
Well, you're a ball of energy. It's great. It's, you know, I know Bex, she spends time with you, Pilates as well, and she says that it's just you just bring the energy every time, you know. Just it's like a whirlwind, you know, of what you do, which is I think
great. That's something. Whatever you do, you want to give it your best.
Yeah, well, you do.
And and if it's for yourself and your well-being, I've certainly learned that in the last few years.
So with that, can I ask you just and give our listeners too a chance, just your background. So have you always had that energy, that just this, you know, because you run Rebel Pest Control, which is a successful company in Newcastle, you know, which is doing great. You've had the, you know, the ambition and the drive to do that, but explain to the listeners about how that came about.
Very young age.
Yeah, right.
I would say probably from about 12. Realistically, I've always known I've had this drive within me, this desire to know more, learn more, be more, experience more. Just there was more in life. I come from a family that aren't that way inclined and not encouraged, really. So very much, very, very different to my family. And just always had this desire to just be more, overall,
Wow.
and not in a selfish way. I'm very much a giver.
Yeah.
I give unconditionally, and I love unconditionally, and all positive things. And I have a faith base, so I just believe in giving everything in every way possible.
Nice. Okay. And then the business. When did you set that running? Basically.
Yeah. Well, technically, I'm an accountant by trade, but have never had an interest in working in an accounting firm. I have no interest in tax, to be frank, if I'm honest. I'm all about making money, and I know that we have to pay money if you're making money, and that's okay. But my passion has always been small business. Okay. So I've been self-employed since I was 26, I think, and helping small businesses learn about their own businesses, just not in finance, but in management, in WHS, in marketing, in systems and processes, and teaching their team as well. So I've been doing that for, 30 years now. And
with that, I mean, was it a stressful life? Did you got to imagine, I mean, well, it is when you're starting up a business and you're getting that all up and running. Did you feel the stress of that? And how did you deal with that?
I don't really feel stressed terribly much.
Okay.
I am a workaholic. I know that. I'm less of a workaholic now, that's for sure. Yeah. But I usually don't stress. It's rare for me to really have a stress moment.
Okay.
I think you just do the best that you can. And I even teach my team and go, I'll always respect anything they do as long as they make the best decision they can with the most information they've got. They'll always make the right decision. Yeah. So encouraging people to know that they're always going to make the best decision based on the information they have at hand. You always find out more things later on. Yeah. And then you go, maybe I would have changed that decision. Yeah. But you can't beat yourself up over it. So there's no point getting stressed, quite frankly. Yep. Okay.
Can I ask you, and I want to share this with the viewers too, you talked about a weight transition. You got to a weight where you were able to, what was the heaviest you've got to and what was the weight you dropped to?
If I'm honest, I probably don't know the heaviest weight I got to because no one hops on a scale when they're heavier. Okay. But when I started my weight loss journey intentionally, I was 107 kilos. Okay. I suspect I've been heavier than that. Yep. But I was 107 kilos when I started.
Okay. And where are you now?
Today, I am 63 kilos.
Wow, well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done. And with that weight loss, and that's what I want to share with the listeners too, is you got the strength. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people speak about that. They can get into a calorie deficit and they can drop the weight without any movement. But you've got these weight loss pills, Ozempic and all the rest of it. That you pop those, and people think that's a great way to lose weight. But we're going to have frail bones, aren't we? We're going to have 100%. We're going to have just a skeletal system that's weak, and who wants that? Especially as we age.
100%, and that became so much more. Became so much more aware of that. And that strength of bone density and the skeletal through the cancer journey.
Sure.
So if ever there was anything more important about the importance of lifting any form of weight as well, movement of the feet, bouncing on the feet, just to get that vibration through the bones and to build bone density. Simple things that you don't really realise until you're in it and learning about it. And you go, wow, I could have been doing that for the last 20 years. Yeah. But I had other focuses, which was work, unfortunately.
But we have spoken about that in the past as well with your walking. And I think I may have suggested to you just jumping, small jumps, skipping, anything where you've got, and again for the listeners, that because it just, when you've got that impact on your bones, you get that regrowth, you get that density, don't you, which is what it's all about. And we forget to jump, don't we? We forget, we forget to skip, we forget to, we don't, we stay in a static role. Walking's great, but even that can be quite, you find yourself in a rhythm, don't you? Which is great. 100%. It's heel to toe, but if you can just, maybe jump up a little bit higher, or as I say, skipping. I mean, how easy is? It's something we always used to do as kids, isn't it? Why not just get a rope again and 5 minutes a day, 2 minutes a day, right? If we're talking about bone density.
Absolutely.
Just get that going on.
And a simple thing, particularly for women, it's really important.
Absolutely.
Particularly as you're getting older and going through menopause. More important again. Good and call. I'm obviously in that bracket as well now, as well as cancer, all of that. So just a simple thing, women, every morning when you're in that shower, stand on your tippy toes and drop those heels to that tiled floor.
Love it.
Keep doing it. Do 3 sets of 20 while you're in the shower. That can be enough for us women. Particularly with menopause coming along. So that's a bit of a challenge now post-cancer. And the type of cancer I am cancer-free at the moment. That's hugely important.
Yeah.
Hugely.
Would you like a window into what your life could look like with Bex and Chris in your corner? They can bring you into an energetic flow, allowing for a better quality of life no matter where you're at in life's journey. Reach out for a 10-minute consult now to discover a life in flow. Sculptandflow.com.au.
Benefits. I want to ask you about we talked about strength before, and you've improved your core structure and the like of it. And I touched on that before with the weights. Do you feel like you've got the confidence now when you come to the studio and I hand you, those heavier weights that you can go for that lift? Like if you haven't got that pain in your ribs, right? You haven't got any upper body pain, but you just know that, okay, I'm prepared to give this a go. Do you have the confidence to do that?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that comes from you.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Because you know your clients so well. Like, you know me so well.
Absolutely.
It's just so brilliant to know I'm so safe and I can try things with you and lift these weights and do that. And you're like so supportive and countdown, but you also know when maybe I've gone too far.
Yeah.
I obviously know I'm getting very good at saying when I've gone too far now as well.
Yeah.
Because injury is still an issue for me. It's in that recovery with, the breast areas we know.
Yeah,
so I've had a few overdoing it.
Of course.
But then we come back and we go, let's drop it back down. Let's reset. Let's keep working. Yeah. But not afraid of those weights. No, get excited when I get to double digits.
And just on that, our communication, I think it's great as well. I mean, as we do,
brilliant.
You're as honest, and I love that. I mentioned before, you're this whirlwind when you walk into the studio. But you're not afraid to speak up, Like if I okay, we're going to go, push ups today. You're like, no, we're not.
No,
you grab a part of your body and like, okay.
Yep.
And I'm not just.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Well, most people that we got some people that will come in and just find a reason to. I don't want to do anything today, right? And I've got we have a chuckle about it. I'm like, well, we are going to do that because we need to do that, right? Whereas with you, it's like, no, I trust in that
100%.
We don't need to do that. But we can focus on something else, right?
Absolutely.
We can get the mats out. We can.
Yeah, those dreaded legs.
Yeah.
That's when you kill my legs.
Yeah, well, every time, isn't it? Every time.
We
get that.
Yeah.
We get that.
I'm excited to get those legs pumping again, actually.
Good. And just last but not least, just the benefits. The benefits coming to Sculpt and Flow. What have you got out of coming to our little studio?
Confidence, respect, care, love as well. You and Bex are just so brilliantly good at what you do. And it's not just when you arrive and you're there, it's the checking in and it's the following up and that care factor. I've never experienced anything like that in any whether it be fitness or even not, even any social group. It's impressive and a clearer head, which is nice as well. Just overall, I'm a stronger person, a healthier person. I'm already confident, but just more confident probably in who I am and my body and what my body can do. That's probably a big thing too, being confident what my body can actually do now and not being as scared. I guess losing the weight and getting stronger. My knees, which were a constant problem for me, my netball knees, have been an issue for the last 20 plus years. And the issues are certainly decreased, almost non-existent, which is pretty impressive. And even post-chemo, the challenges you have around your joints going through chemo is pretty significant. And the pain within the joints is huge. Yeah. And then to be able to come and train with you guys and to be able to target other areas that strengthen those joint areas or allow those joints to have better relief as well by working on those larger muscles either side of the joints makes a massive difference. And
you just brought netball. I forgot about that. I forgot that we have spoken about that. That is your background, isn't it?
It is.
You have had a foundation of exercise and I'll call it pushing the envelope. When you need to grit your teeth and get through an extra set or an extra rep. I think just in a game. I mean, because netball's high intensity, right? You've just got to
at the top of level. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, your reflexes and the mobility and. You've got to be bounding around as quick as you can, cardio, as quick as you can. And you've, And I see that when we train. I just see that you've got that, as I said, that drive in you through business and life, but you've also got that as from an athletic, it is, because you did it for such a long time, perspective, because you've got that, The ability, the foundation of conditioning
Yeah.
to take it to another level, which is, to what you do with us, or your walks, you work out from home as well.
Yep.
You do all that, you keep that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I love about you. You keep that. You don't allow anything to stop you training. You know what I mean? Because you'll say, if I can't get to the studio, what can I do at home?
Correct.
Right? I've got something. You show me a photo of your weights, and
my little weights.
bam. But and that's fine. It's a funny thing with I think a lot of people feel like they've got to go to a gym, they've got to go to a peak, they've got to. And as you know, with body weight only,
It's amazing.
isn't it? You just cannot break that.
No.
At Sculpt and Flow, we're big on that. Just that consistency is key, isn't it? It doesn't have to be much. It doesn't have to be much at all. It just has to be consistent.
I think you're on the money. I've been quite mind blown by the impact of just your body weight
Yeah.
in exercise. It's like you don't need weights because your body's enough. Yeah. And when we talk about all the different angles or shapes that
Tempo. It's a lot, isn't it?
All,
we
all
slow
of
all
that.
that down.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, yeah. I'm not a fan of using my body weight.
I know, but yeah.
Well, I am. I'm getting a lot better at it.
Yeah.
But it's significant, and it's quite mind blowing that what you can get out of just on a certain angle and an exercise type. What it does, just using your own body weight, so you can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's the reality.
And I think more importantly, like if you are injured or we don't get to see you for a couple of weeks or so, by you doing something small at home, it just allows on your return for us to just straight back into it, right? We haven't had you in a position of being inactive for 2-3 weeks, because when you do come back, everything just seizes up to you get through it, but it's really uncomfortable, isn't it? And you can pull up sore if you're not doing anything. If you're not doing anything,
Yeah.
And 100%. I always, I've always said that to you. I always question why would you do it? Why? What is it in your life that will stop you from not exercising? What is it? What? It's not time, because we've all got time. We
do.
will make the time. We can prioritize the time. Keep saying,
prioritizing yourself, and that's what we're not good at.
Yeah.
I think as human beings, some of us are not very good at that. Some of us are really great at it, but others are not. And I'm certainly have not been one of those people that's put myself and my health first.
Yeah.
Hence, then you get to, good old 50, 56 now I am, and you start to go, well, I'm in the latter season of my life.
Sure.
And I want to be as fit and strong and do as much as I can for as long as I can.
Yep.
And, that's hugely important. But for some strange reason in our world, we're so busy raising families, so busy working, so busy not putting ourselves first. And that's not even just for even 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take much. Sometimes just exercise for 10 minutes, grab those weights or do some push-ups or chair push-ups or stretches. 10 minutes.
Why is it, do you think? Do we put it on the back burner?
Oh, it's just too easy for everything else to become more important and people pulling your time. And I do get it. I've had a child, raised a family, worked for myself for a long time, workaholic. So it's easy. It's easy to always find an excuse. Yeah. But I think maturity comes along and life catches up with you. Yeah. And then you suddenly go, hang on, I better start looking after myself and putting myself first.
Yeah, you're right. You are
100%.
now. Again, you don't have that skeletal muscle, you don't have the mobility, you don't have the strength, you don't have the cardiovascular capability, and you put on weight without those modalities, with just the relaxed nature of life, and you are now, vulnerable to those chronic diseases which we speak about,
100%.
as you know, with cancer and heart
100%.
disease.
They were the biggest things in learning I had cancer, of how to get through it as well as you possibly can, as in your mental, physical, spiritual, the whole gamut. Yep. And exercise is number one. Yeah. It's number one. Movement. It's number one for every component. So the fact that it was already instilled in me before that, or realistically, was great. I've had some friends unfortunately get diagnosed with breast cancer as well after my diagnosis, and watched them, and they're in different places to me in fitness and diagnosis, and they've struggled through treatment mainly because of their fitness levels.
Yeah, right.
To be honest. Okay. Yeah, and I can clearly see that. They can see that too. Yeah. And that importance of just, just getting your mind clear and moving.
And as we talk about mindset
all
the time, isn't it?
Yep.
Change your thoughts. You've got to change 100%. Your thoughts, transform your life.
Yeah.
And which is easier said than done. We are creatures of habit, don't we? And, people will stick to what they know for as long as they know, and it takes a lot for them to just change that mindset, to make that, just creating those habits, isn't it? And as you said before, I love what you said before, just those small habits incrementally, every day, every week, blah, 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 through the course of time, isn't it? And just getting used to that, building that up will get you to, especially when it comes to, I mean, how hard is it not to, as you said before, doing body weight exercises, but going for a walk.
Yeah.
Going for a walk.
Yep.
You know, it's that easy. It's that,
it is that easy.
it's just, you know.
It really, really is that easy.
I find that frustrating because
Me
people
too.
will still find a reason not to,
Me too.
you know, especially on a day like, it's just stunning. It's what a gorgeous day. It's a beautiful day here in Newcastle. And it's just,
Absolutely.
you know, why wouldn't you be outside just going for a
100%.
stroll, you know, which is,
100%. Because you don't have to be getting your heart pumping either.
no, exactly.
That's the beauty of it. And that's something both you and Bex have taught is you don't have to be having a heart attack just about to look after your health and well-being and fitness.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realise that. I think people think I've got to go to the gym. If I'm not sweating, if I'm not dripping water, if I'm not drowning, if my heart isn't pumping like it's going to explode out of your chest, you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
Well, you can do plenty without doing that to your body.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
Yeah.
And an excuse I do hear from people when they hear that, you know, we're a PT studio or on PT is I'm going to come and see you once I get fit.
Yeah.
You know? Once I lose a bit of weight, then I'll come. Just little excuses, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just come, just show up, just turn up.
Yeah.
And then let's work on it. And that's the thing, just come. Just show up.
Show up.
And we'll get the job done, basically.
That's it.
Leah, thank you very much for coming in today. Appreciate it. Good luck with everything you do, and all the best.
Thank you, Chris. Lovely to be here.
Proudly sponsored by Align Accounting, Newcastle's fresh approach to accounting, and Sage Painting, Newcastle's award-winning painting company.
Change your thoughts, transform your life with Sculpt and Flow. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. Please rate 5 stars wherever you listen.